know if you guys know that you can also convert your visitor visa to work permits in Canada, and it is very, very legal. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Yemisi. If you're new on the channel, hi, welcome, join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, you guys are so amazing. Welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, I'm going to be discussing how to convert your visitor visa to a study permit. So I thought to share it because before I came to Canada, I actually did not know that something like this exists. So it's possible that there is someone somewhere, somehow, that does not know that when you get a visitor visa to Canada, when you're in Canada, you can convert it into a study permit. So I'm going to be explaining how you're going to do that in this video. I'm going to be sharing some interesting facts so you don't want to miss it. And also I'll be sharing some of the eligibility criteria that allows you to convert to study permit. So if this is the kind of content that you love to see, stay tuned and watch the video until the end, okay? So for those that do not know, my mother came to Canada late May 2023. That's about 2 months ago now. She came to Canada on a visitor visa. I have a video on that. I'll link it up somewhere for you, so go watch it. I explained how she was able to get it, some of the documents that you need in order for you to apply for a visitor visa. And also she got her visitor visa in 14 days. So that is actually incredible. Guess what, guys? I applied for my own visitor visa recently because if you are a student and your study visa expires, you know, of course, would have given you your study visa until the end of your study in Canada. So it expired already. And although I have a work permit that enables me to stay within Canada, if I ever have any interest in traveling or whatever, I need a visa for me to come back into the country. So I had to apply for a visitor visa in order to be able to go in and out of the country. So visitor visa doesn't only apply to people outside of Canada. You can apply for visitor visa in my own case if you are within Canada. So yeah, I'm sure you guys don't know about that before. There you have it. Like I said, so go watch the video and see all of the documents. I'm going to buttress a little bit more in this video because we're talking about how to convert it into study permit. Okay, I'll be sharing some interesting facts for you, like I mentioned earlier. First of all, you might ask, is it possible for you to convert your visitor visa to study permit? The answer is yes, and it is very, very legal. In fact, it's on the IRCC website, so you may want to go check it out. In this video, I'll explain to you how you can achieve that. So don't forget that when you're approved for a visitor visa application, your visa is usually or mostly valid up until the end of your valid passport. However, you can only stay for 6 months at a time. So if you are here on visit, maybe for tourism purpose, say you don't have any family here, you just want to like explore Canada because you've been hearing about Canada, you can apply for a visitor visa, or you can apply for visitor visa if you have someone within Canada. The person can either apply for you or you apply yourself, but the person will send you a letter of invitation explaining to the visa officer that you're going to be staying with the person is going to be responsible for you. It doesn't have to be that you're going to be staying with the person, because of course it's not always the case, but that person just basically being accountable for you when you come to Canada. Yeah, so that's usually what happens. So yeah, you can come in as a visitor for tourist purpose or to come visit your family or your friends. Who can give you a letter of invitation? A family or a friend. So a family member can invite you and a friend can also invite you. So that being said, due to the restriction of 6 months, for you to be able to convert your visitor visa to study permit, you need to know that you have such a short time to apply for admission in the school that you have interest in. Ensure that you apply for your study visa online because you have to, and ensure that you quickly go to the border or the nearest port of entry in order to have your study permit. It is very, very important. All of this you have to do within 6 months because you cannot stay more than 6 months at a time in Canada. So what some people do is that when they come in after 6 months, they go back to their country and then re-enter. When you get your admission, of course, try to apply to a school with a DLI, designated learning institution. If you don't know what that is, please catch up on my previous videos. I've explained in numerous videos. The next step is for you to apply for study visa once you already get the admission. Like I said, make sure that it's a school that is a DLI and also offers postgraduate work permit. Don't forget that, okay? After you have gotten your study visa approval, you need to exit and re-enter Canada, or you flagpole. Flagpoling is a process whereby you go to the border. So for example, we have the US-Canada border. You go outside of Canada into the US territory. You go to the Canada embassy there, submit your documents and all of that. More like when you are coming into Canada at the port of entry, then you have your study permit. That's how the process is. Very straightforward. However, don't forget that you have to make sure that all of this happens within a particular time frame, which is 6 months. Most important thing to put at the back of your mind. I don't know if you guys know that you can also convert your visitor visa to work permits in Canada, and it is very legal. If you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comment section and I'll explain all you have to do, how you can achieve that as well. Just let me know if you're interested in that in the comment section and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Some of the interesting facts that you might want to know, and this one is very interesting. If you have a spouse here and the person is an international student in a designated learning institution approved school that is eligible for postgraduate work permit after study, you don't have to start looking for ways to convert to a study permit if you're not interested in studying. All you have to do is apply for spousal open work permits. So what I'm saying is, if you have your spouse or your common law partner here in Canada and the person is an international student in a DLI and that school offers postgraduate work permits, you are eligible to apply for spousal open work permits. Spousal open work permit, which is also referred to as SOWP, gives you an open work permit such that you can work with any employer. So the open work permit means it's not a closed permit. Closed permit is the one that is usually, for example, if this organization is sponsoring you, then you can only work with that organization. But in this case, if you have a spouse that is an international student, then you are eligible to apply for a spousal open work permit, which allows you to work with any employer in Canada and without any work restriction, like no restriction in the number of hours that you can work in that organization or even in the country. So you can have more than one job if you like, if you have the power, for sure. Also, another interesting fact to know is that if you have a spouse in Canada and the person is done with school and already has a postgraduate work permit, then you can also apply for a spousal open work permit when you come in, or even if you apply from your home country. Sometimes you don't even necessarily have to apply for visitor visa to come into the country before you apply for your spousal open work permit. You can actually do that from your home country. But if you intended to probably visit and then you had a change of mind, you can also apply for the spousal open work permit within Canada. So who is eligible for this conversion? I'm sure some people are wondering, am I eligible for this? So we're going to look at the eligibility criteria for converting from a visitor visa within Canada to a study permit. I'm going to leave a screenshot on the screen for you. It's going to be like 2 screenshots on the screen for you guys, and you can see all the people that are eligible. Not everybody can apply for study permits within Canada. So if you are in Canada and you're Ukrainian nationality, or you have a family member who's a Ukrainian in Canada, then you are eligible to apply for a study permit within Canada. If you hold a valid study or work permit, for example, those people that are looking to extend their study permit within Canada, then you are eligible to apply for a study permit. I have that video also on the channel. I'm going to link it up above. If you want to extend your study permit and you don't know how to do that, go check that video out. It's very detailed. Also, if you have a spouse, common law partner, or your parent has a valid study or work permit, and you can also apply for a study permit. If you are not one of these, then you are not eligible to apply within Canada. You have to go back to your home country in order to apply for the study permit from outside of Canada. This policy was recently changed in February 2023, if I'm not mistaken, and that is the rule that governs the study permit application at the moment. So if you're not eligible for that, then I'm afraid you might not be able to convert. But if you have a visitor visa and you have a family member that is Ukrainian, you have a spouse here that has a valid study or work permit, then you can convert to a work permit. But if you don't have those, then you are not eligible to apply for study permit within Canada. My advice for you would be that if you are eligible to apply within Canada, then you may want to apply for your admission before you come into the country, so that you'll be able to achieve all these stages within the 6 months that you stay within the country. Don't forget that when you're applying for your study visa, when you already get your admission, you still have to go through the usual documentation that is required if you're applying for a study visa, just at the normal way when you're applying from your home country. That is, you have to show proof of funds, you have to show letter of sponsorship and the likes. If you also want to see the video on how to apply for a study visa, I'm going to link it up above. I have 2 videos actually. I made a video on how to apply for a study visa specifically, and I also have a video on how I got approved after I got denied, because for those people that are new on the channel, I got approved the second time I was applying to Canada. So my first time I was not approved. So if that is your case, you may want to watch the video. And also for those people that have never applied before, you can also watch the video so that you don't make the mistake that I made previously. So yeah, I hope that you get all your answers. So for those that have been wondering if they can convert their visitor visa into a study permit within Canada, the answer is yes, you can. The first thing I would advise you to do is to ensure to apply for your admission ASAP. And if you get your visitor visa to come within Canada, whether you come in as a tourist or you come in based on invitation from your family or your folks down here in Canada, and you want to convert, then do all of these stages as soon as possible, as you have no time. Okay, and also check the eligibility criteria to be sure that you are eligible for it, so that you don't encounter any problems with the IRCC. All right, so that's the end of the video. I hope that everything is clear, and if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. If you have other video ideas that you love me to film, let me also know in the comment section, and I will try my possible best in order to get that video out to you. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share this video, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.